Hello everyone. In this recording, I'm going to introduce you to Anaconda. So if you do not have Anaconda installed in your computer, you will go to anaconda.com and click on download. Just make sure you get the free version and so forth. Actually, that's what it's going to detect. It's going to detect which type of operating system you have, if you have a Mac, if you have Windows, or if you have Linux, and it'll do this for you. So you can download it, just follow the steps that you will follow in a normal download. You'll get an executable, run the executable, and it will install Anaconda. The machine that you're seeing here is a fresh, out-of-the-box Microsoft Azure virtual machine, Windows, that is specifically installed for me to run this class. It already has Anaconda installed. So therefore, I will go to the Start button, and alphabetically, I will find Anaconda, which is right here, and I will run it. I just did that. When you do it for the first time, it takes a couple of minutes. It loads libraries, you see a couple of windows come up. You're going to see that when you run it, but I already have it running for you just to save you some time in this recording. So this is what Anaconda looks like. What you see here is a platform that has a collection of tools that you can use to develop software. Every tool is a little different. You get to choose which tool you need depending on your environment, the people you're working with, and so forth. Two of the most popular tools that people use are Jupyter Notebook, because of its simplicity, and we're going to be using that a lot in my class, and Spyder. Spyder is also very popular. It's a little bit more complex. It has more bells and whistles, and you will be able to do more things with it perhaps, but you will only do that when you're doing more like a team development, and well, it depends on your application. Coming out of this class, you will know how to use both Jupyter Notebook or Spyder. You also have a Jupyter Lab, which includes Jupyter Notebook and a few other tools, all encapsulated into one tool. There are a few other things you see in Anaconda. You see a prompt. You can open a window and enter prompts for your computer to do things. We'll start doing those things at some point. We don't do that all the time. For the most part, we will be either working on Jupyter Notebook or Spyder. You also have a PowerShell prompt. You have other tools like VS Code that is very similar to Spyder. Over here to the right, you have R Studio. If you want to program in R instead of Python, you will use R Studio. But if you want to use R Studio, talk to me, because I will recommend yet another tool called POSIT, which is the new R Studio, but it's outside of Anaconda. In this class, we're going to use Python, therefore use Anaconda. Again, to do Python, there are also other tools outside of Anaconda that you can use. You can install Spyder privately on your computer and so forth. But why do we have Anaconda, and why am I recommending Anaconda? Because of the number of tools, when you create software and you are putting together various pieces of software, there has to be some coordination, and Anaconda allows you to coordinate that between versions, which version did you use when you created this software, and in which environment. And as you can see, Anaconda has those tools. In an introductory class, we're not going to get too much into all of that. We'll only use Anaconda to launch Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab or Spyder, between those three. But it is important for you to become aware of what all other things Anaconda can do for you, even if we don't use it in the introductory class. Because there will be other classes that you will be taking later on, and then you will be using that perhaps. So I just want you to be prepared, have the foundation, the fundamental tools, the ability and the skills to start doing Python development. In the next recording, I'm going to open some of these tools, Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, and Spyder, and I will begin to show you how to run them. Very soon, you're going to be programming in Python. It's like learning a new language. And the first thing you learn is to say hello, and what's your name, and that sort of thing. And you're going to be building sentences, and before you know it, you're going to be speaking that language. Similar to that, you're going to be learning programming. It's not exactly like a language, like a human language, but it is a language in the sense that you have a syntax, you have a way to express yourself, and you're going to make the computer do things for you. So it's going to be a tool that you can use for yourself. You can do things for you like a calculator does things for you. All right, so this is Anaconda. Get your Anaconda started. Use Azure Labs. It's already installed here for you. I will be walking you from here. I'm going to be using here because it's nice and fresh out of the box, without any clutter, without any additional software, just the software that you need. Sounds good? Then I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.